welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel, man. So man, we got a different type of Taylor Swift video for today, and this one right here is called the It Factor of Taylor Swift. Now I never checked out any of these It Factor videos. I actually gotta do something for like my One Direction subscribers on the channel, because I think this person right here, which is Jasmine Jade, if you guys never heard of her, I actually like her videos. Like I reacted to a couple of her videos before. They're highly interesting. Like she always, like, I don't know, bro, she just be having the stuff that just always amuse me. At least I feel. But yeah, I do have to do like the It Factors for like Harry Styles, some other people that I forgot off the top of my head. But yeah, my One Direction people want those, so I gotta do that for them as well. But hey, this is just a different type of video. Like I said, I was gonna do like the Long Pod Studio session, but that video hasn't went out yet, so I don't know if that thing's gonna get blocked. But once I like get clarification, because today's the 13th, so it goes on in literally 2 days for me. So I actually think, if I believe correctly, the video after this one, so in 2 more days, if that video does go out, y'all will get a Long Pod Studio session reaction in 2 days. So I remember one person on the channel had commented and told me to do the It Factor of Taylor Swift, so we are here to check this thing out. Like I said, this is like my first reaction to an It Factor video, so I don't know what we're gonna expect, but as you can tell, like by her description, it just says like, yeah, compliments and achievement of her career. So I think it's gonna be like a little like kind of like not documentary, but like a little like history lesson on Taylor Swift. So we have to go and get straight into this thing. But if you guys are new to the channel, man, consider hitting that subscribe button down below on the way to 15,000 subscribers. Other than that though, hey, let's check it out.
Oh baby, let the games begin. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Unless this is your first video of mine, welcome. Thank you for clicking. My name is Jasmine. I make music, pop culture, and music commentary videos. If you're interested, do subscribe. Do subscribe. For today's video, we're gonna be doing the 3rd installment of the ever so famous It Factor, a series that I've been doing on my channel for a few months now. Basically, the It Factor is just a series on my channel where I talk through the careers, aesthetics, and criticisms of really mainstream, highly successful artists who are super hot on the scene right now. Kind of just discover why they're so well loved, how they got where they are, and some of the criticism that they face. You know the drill. Today's It Factor is gonna be on Taylor, who wore my special cardigan in celebration. This video was literally, I think,
but I don't see no glitter. Only OG's Taylor people gonna know what they glitter for. You know, okay, not funny? Okay, let's go forward.
The most requested video I've ever gotten in my entire life. If I had $1 for every time someone requested an It Factor on Taylor, I'd probably be filming this on a yacht. So I'm
okay, go ahead. Bruh, let's be real here. The thing about the I think somebody am though. The thing about Taylor Swift, I mean, the thing about the It Factors is you gotta have your knowledge up. And I promise you, I'm not one of those people who gonna have my knowledge up. Like I said, I just got into the scene with Taylor Swift. Like I might. No, I won't. I won't be able to do no It Factor on nobody. Let's be real here. I won't even be able to do one on One Direction because I don't know like every nicking feature. I don't know it. I don't know all of it. So you just gotta have your knowledge up for this type of stuff. And then too, I promise you, you say one wrong thing. Let's say you say one wrong thing, right? One wrong thing, I'm talking about like, oh, okay, literally. It literally goes down just like this. I promise you it'll work like this. Let's say she won an award in, May 2021, right? But if you say that she won the award on May 19th, 2021, you will get dislikes all on your videos, bruh. You got to be accurate because people be hating on that. So I don't know why they do it. People are so sensitive in this world, and they don't even make no videos in their life. They just sit back and criticize for somebody making a mistake. It's crazy. You know?
I'm glad we're finally here. This was a monster of a video to research for, but I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited. Have your research. I know you guys are excited, so let's get into it. The It Factor, Taylor Swift. You definitely already know this, but Taylor Swift is a 31-year-old singer, songwriter, actress, director, and businesswoman who is easily one of the biggest super pop megastars of our time. She was born in Pennsylvania, of course, in 1989. And Taylor's impact on the industry, her fans, the public, and what it means to be an artist can literally never be overstated. Right from the beginning, really on in her career, she was already considered one of the main pop girls in music of the 2010s, with Grammys already secured, and then she went on to be named the Artist of the Decade in 2019.
Just thank you. I'm so lucky to get to do this. Thank you.
Every single album that she has released in her entire career has been critically acclaimed, commercially successful, high on the charts, with accompanying singles that were also very, very successful and critically acclaimed. Plus, Taylor, whether you like it or not, has always been relevant in some context in the media, literally her entire career, and she has for some reason been the source of extreme public fascination like we've never seen with anyone else for a very long time. Taylor also has a very powerful influence. She's collecting celebrities like fucking Infinity Stones. She's had so many celebrities join her on her 1989 world tour that it's beyond me. And she also had dozens of high-profile celebrities appear in her Bad Blood.
Now see, I don't know a lot of people. Let's be real. The only person I probably know out of this whole thing is Selena Gomez. I don't know who the rest of them is. You know what I'm saying? They is looking, some of them is looking kind of bad though. You know? I'm kind of bad. I don't know who they is, man. What's her name right here? She look kind of cute. What's her name? All the way to the left? Yellow. That's it. I don't know. I don't know who none of these people are besides Selena Gomez, and I knew her from Wizards of Waverly Place. You know, Alex Russo. I know that one. You know.
Music video and other music videos like You Need to Calm Down. It's like she has this almighty power of calling literally anyone on the planet to work with her, and they're like, yeah, I'd love to. She made 22 on Milestone Age, set the stage for celebrities having eras, set the stage for genre-bending pop music, and she is one of the most discussed, speculated about, and parodied celebrities of all time. Taylor has 11 Grammys. She cradles those MFers like a small army of children. And she was previously the first woman to ever win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice, and now she's the first woman to have won 3 times. She holds the title of the most awarded albums in the entire pop genre and the entire country genre. And according to Billboard, Taylor is the 8th most successful artist of all time, in all history. She's up there on that list with people like the Beatles, Michael Jackson, the Rolling Stones, Elton John, Madonna, and Taylor is 8th. She's the most awarded artist in history at the AMAs and the Billboard Music Awards. And she also holds the record for the highest grossing concert tour in the US of all time with her Reputation Stadium tour. That's only some
Reputation Stadium tour. Like, so today I'm recording. It is 13th. I just dropped the Reputation Stadium tour reaction again. Y'all are blowing up that stuff. 50 plus views, 20 minutes. That's like pretty good. You know, that's pretty good. You know, y'all clicking, boom, hit that notification, Reputation tour, boom, I'm in that thing. You know, that just really like makes me real happy. You know, see uploads doing good. Just really makes me happy. Stats,
y'all, I could really sit here and do this forever. You get my point though. Those are just some that get my point across. This woman is incredible. She is a legend. I'll say it, she's a legend. But anyways, with such a highly successful career like that, one of the most successful of all time so far, how did this come to be? Where did this come from? Where did Taylor get her start? Those are the questions we ask on the It Factor. So let's hop over to section 2 of this video, Taylor's background. So in all of the It Factors that we've done so far, they all seem to have the same thing in common, which is being interested in music from a young age, and this is apparent with Taylor as well.
I'm so sorry I keep pausing it. This is gonna be the last time. I might be lying, but check this out though. You're not about to beat Taylor's awards. Like if you want to make a motive to beat Taylor awards, you gonna have to have your child start making music at age 5. As soon as he talk, hey, hand him the keyboard, hand him the piano, that's the same thing. Hand him the guitar, hand him the ukulele, whatever you want to do. Hand him the banjo, hand him the trumpet, hand him the trumpet. I don't know, okay? Hand him whatever instrument you got to give him and tell him to start as soon as he starts talking. And I promise you, by the time he get about 10, Sony, hello, I want, you know, they gonna be calling him up because he gonna be good, you know.
Well, Taylor's grandmother Marjorie was a professional opera singer, so I think it's pretty fitting that she was so into music when she was little. When she was only 10, a computer repairman taught her just a few strings on the guitar, and then she was suddenly really interested in fully and properly learning how to play guitar. She wasn't just interested in the instruments though. By that time, when she was in 4th grade, she had already won an award for writing poetry. So not only music, but also from an early age, it was very clear that she had a strong suit substitute in writing. And then she went on spending most of her time writing and creating songs to kind of escape from the bullying that she was facing at school.
If the local newspaper would write something about my music, I lived in fear of that because I knew the next day I was gonna have to be absolutely just tortured at school.
Imagine bullying Taylor Swift. Karma's got a kiss for you if you were one of the people bullying Taylor when she was fucking 10. But after having these experiences in songwriting and creating music, Taylor started doing performances at local events in her hometown, like festivals and the
make a video right now.
fair, karaoke contests, things like that.
You first met her in 2004 here on GMA.
It's just like this little cute song, and I was like so in love with it.
And then when she was a kid, she also went to Nashville to hand out demo tapes of her singing karaoke to record producers.
Until finally we planned a trip to Nashville, and it was on spring break, and I was 11, and I had this little demo CD, karaoke CD of me singing songs by Dolly Parton and the Dixie Chicks and Leanne Rimes, and marched up and down Music Row with these demo CDs, and would walk in and hand them to the receptionist while my mom and little brother were parked outside in a rental car.
She was determined, I'll say that. One thing about Taylor, determined. So then Taylor ended up frequenting Nashville because that's where the music scene is. There is like big record labels in Nashville. So she started frequenting there to work with the locals on writing her songs and making music. So when she was 14, her and her family relocated there permanently. While in Nashville, of course, she continued making songs, performing for different people in different venues with a very country influenced style, obviously, until she was 15 and caught the attention of record producer Scott Borchetta, as I'm sure you know. He is the founder of Big Machine Records, and at the time Big Machine Records was just starting up. It wasn't even running yet. No artist signed to the label, and Taylor decided to sign a 13-year contract with them, so she was officially signed.
13 years? 13?
And Taylor decided to sign a 13-year contract.
A 13-year? Bro, when stuff go left on a 13-year contract, and then they didn't even start up yet. So I wonder how even the money policy was even a thing, like, because you know you sign. I'm pretty sure as soon as you sign a contract, they go ahead and give you like the bonus or whatever, right? So let's say for this instance, as soon as Taylor signed on, they probably handed out $500,000, but or something of that nature. You know, just saying you like some money as like a bonus. Okay, boom, you start here, and then we'll give you, you know, a percentage of, you know, whatever you do off the music, you know. But 13-year contract, bro. If stuff goes left in the first year, you got 12 more to go. I just don't understand. Like, that's 13 years, bro. That's the longest contract I ever heard a day in my life, bro. What the world? Lord have mercy. 13 years? I can't get over that. That's a long time. I promise you that is.
Contract with them, so she was officially signed. Her first single with Big Machine Records was called Tim McGraw. It was released in 2006, and it did really, really well. Tim McGraw went to number 6 on the country charts. She also released her debut album in 2006. It was self-titled Just Taylor Swift by Taylor Swift. And it also performed really, really well and went number 1 on the country charts.
Air Force
13
ROTC
years.
is the pathway to become a commissioned officer while you're going through college.
More insanity. She was set to go. This debut album sort of introduced Taylor to the world and to the public as this sort of good old all-American blonde country sweetheart. And that was definitely reflected in her songs and the music videos that she was putting out at the time. Self-titled stayed at the top of the charts for 24 weeks, and that put Taylor in line record-wise with country icons like Carrie Underwood and the Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks. She won her first Country Music Award shortly after, and then she was named the Artist and Songwriter of the Year for 2007 by the Nashville Songwriters Association. And at the time, she was the youngest in history to ever win it. I don't know if that still stands right now, probably, but crazy. From her first album, she also released 4 more singles: Teardrops on My Guitar, Our Song, Picture to Burn, and Should Have Said No, all of which performed pretty amazingly on the country charts and general charts. And then after that, Taylor went on to be nominated for her very first ever Grammy for Best New Artist. But in late 2008 came along Taylor's next album, Fearless, which was a huge #1 album. I think a lot of people were really excited to see more stuff from her, especially people who were like within her target audience and market, because she did so well with just her debut. So people were like anxiously waiting more. And Fearless delivered. She broke the record for the highest sales of a country album with this album in 2008, and she also had the largest US opening sales week in the entire year for any female artist of any genre. And at the time, Fearless was the best-selling album in history digitally. And then in that time, Taylor officially became the female artist with the most
digitally. Oh, bro, hold on.
In history artist of any genre. And at the time, Fearless was the best-selling album in history digitally. And then in that
what year was that?
Opening sales week in the entire year for any female artist. And then in that time, Taylor officially became the female artist with the most top 40 singles of the entire decade, taking it away from Beyonce.
Oh shoot, hold up. Come on, now click there. Taylor Swift. Fearless. When was this released? Oh, she had to do her version because her label. Fearless release date 2008. Good God Almighty. And she said digitally. So here's my thing, right? Love story. My thing is that 2008 biggest sell digitally. I specifically remember when my mom used to go in Best Buy and buy like CDs, and I'm talking about this was when Busta Rhymes was big, bruh. Or still, y'all remember Busta Rhymes? You don't remember Busta Rhymes? Okay, well, Busta Rhymes, you just gotta look him up. But going in Best Buy and buying CDs, bro. People don't buy CDs no more. I promise you they don't. You know what I'm saying? You get a Spotify subscription, get an Apple Music subscription, and you got unlimited music, you know? So that's insane. And digitally in 2008, bruh, like, what was out then? It had to be like the iPods with no cameras. That's insane to me. You know what I'm saying? I had an iPod Nano back then, and that was crazy because all it did was play music, and I didn't buy music because you had to buy music individually. I'm talking about that thing would rack up. Music went for like, you could get some on sale for $1 a song. You could get some, most likely they were originally like $2 a song. So if you got 100 songs, that's $200 in music. You know what I'm saying? So, boy, Apple subscription, like music, Apple Music subscription, Spotify subscription, the wave now. You know what I'm saying? Because music was just so high. If you want an album, I think it was like original price $13.99. You know what I'm saying? That stuff was high back then, you know? Whew. Boy.
Whew. Singles from the album like Love Story, You Belong With Me, and Fearless itself became really big hit songs on mainstream radio and did the unspeakable to the charts, y'all. The unspeakable. She went on her very first tour in this time through the US and Canada, and then also did her very first SNL performance.
I like writing songs about douchebags who cheat on me, but I'm not gonna say that in my monologue.
Which is pretty iconic, if you ask me. She performed with Miley and did a song for the Hannah Montana soundtrack in this time. She also became the first person in country music to ever win an MTV VMA. And then, of course, Fearless won Taylor a Grammy.
This is my first Grammy, you guys.
Still taking deep breaths. Deep breaths, everyone. The success is pouring on us. Actually, it's thunderstorming on us. We don't stand a chance.
Taylor Swift is a musical phenomenon with millions of records sold and a slew of #1 songs. The award-winning teenager accomplished it all before graduating high school.
This is definitely the highlight of my senior year.
Anyways, album child number 3 came to us in 2010, and it was called Speak Now and Announce. Taylor also wrote the entirety of this album by herself, which is absolutely batshit insane. I mean, obviously she had producers and co-producers and stuff, but she genuinely wrote the whole album alone, and that's never gonna process right with me. Like, the amount of work and talent it takes for one person to pull it off is so Taylor sold more albums in 2010 than any other artist in any genre, and then she was named 2nd out of 16 on the Rolling Stones Queens of Pop for the decade. 2nd I just really think that within Taylor's first 3 albums, she pulled off tapping into an unheard of market like nothing we've ever seen before, which is being a really young female artist in country music, being this role model and superstar for millions of young girls who like country music but have never seen something like that. In this time, she really sold being this kind of underdog for them. Awkward, quiet girl that liked reading books and dancing in her PJs, writing these hopeless love songs against gentle guitar strums about these faceless dream boys and rom-com like romances. She was like this perpetually daydreaming country girl running after fairy tales. The way that she portrayed herself in that time just made her seem so relatable. It was giving very much I'm not like the other girls kind of thing back then, and it gave people someone to root for. It worked. Then came Red in October of 2012, a time in history to say the least. Red is definitely when Taylor started to switch up her sound very majorly from her first 3 albums. And this time in her career is when it was more than clear that she was like a household name and a mainstay in music. But with Red, her lead producer Nathan really encouraged Taylor to kind of branch out of her comfort zone to test herself in other situations. So with Red, we saw a little bit more of a pop feel, like dipping her foot into the pop genre. Not only that, but also dance pop, particularly dubstep and rock stuff sprinkled in there. It was very testy, very back and forth kind of thing. And the album and its aesthetic and music videos seemed to serve as like a test to gauge the public, to see what they would think, to see their reaction to a different style from her. But she also did that while still including stuff that she was still pretty known for. So Red was very flexible, and Taylor herself still considers it a country album. She said herself that they still labeled it country even though they were testing the waters with other stuff. Red went #1 on the charts and made Taylor the first female artist to ever have 2 different albums with million-selling openings. Her tour did very well. She won
million selling? Let me see, cause I gotta see how much she was doing first week on stuff like this. Red album, Taylor Swift first week sales. What? 1.2 million, bro? Oh, wait. Red was double Fearless first week sales. 1.2 million first week, bro. Oh, hold up. Oh, they counting the newer they counting the newer one. This was on this was yesterday. They posted this yesterday. 1.2 million first week, bro. That's insane. Cause what's Drake number? Drake numbers are like 400K first week. Something like that. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Schoolwork been killing me. But a 1.2 million first week. That's insane to me, bro.
More awards, more Grammy noms, things like that. But this time in her career is when a lot of media judgment and like scrutiny came along for her, especially about her dating life. Can't talk about Taylor without talking about this intense public fascination with her personal life. But this time especially marked this very transitional period where a lot of people started hating Taylor, and there was just so much misogyny going on. And I know because I was there, and a lot of people now have been openly talking about their experiences with hating Taylor for no reason back in the day. A lot of people on TikTok, Twitter, and just like in my personal life, people that I've talked to are now openly being like, thank God I got over my internalized misogyny and I can enjoy Taylor Swift now, because the public put so much pressure on everyone in like 2012 to just despise this woman. And a lot of it had to do with her entering the pop space, which she did even more so and very hugely on her next album, 1989. In 2014, she relocated to New York and started working on it. And by working on it, I mean knifing the head off of country Taylor once and for all. 1989 is considered Taylor's first documented pop album, with really popular hits like Blank Space, Shake It Off, Style, Bad Blood, Wildest Dreams, some very, very successful singles on 1989. I think it really feels like in this time Taylor was ready, like fully ready to tell a brand new story, and she used the intro track Welcome to New York as like a metaphor for this step. Like she was like, I'm definitely not the underdog country girl singing about gentle love affairs with teenage boys anymore. She's in New York, she's high profile, she's got this this blazing reputation for dating famous men and then weaving it into lyrical stories. She's mysterious. She refuses to talk about her personal life. She's not giving anything up, yet everyone's begging for a scrap of information. Everyone wants to know who she's friends with, who's in Taylor's entourage, who is she dating, who is she writing songs about. So Taylor fights back by writing Blank Space and then releasing the music video as this character that the public drew up for her. She sort of learned to use her music to mock that narrative, which is just so incredible to me.
It is.
I mean, she also did continue writing love songs, but she never let them define her, especially since so many other celebrities write lots of songs about love affairs, but have never gone under what Taylor has in the same capacity. Nobody. So this idea of mocking these narratives that were given to her continued on into her next album, Reputation. Reputation, though, came after a year-long disappearance from society. During and like between 1989 and Rep is when Taylor's media image really took a hard hit, even though she's always been speculated and talked about her entire career. But especially in this time when all her drama with Kim Kardashian and Kanye West began to unfold. Previously, before all of this stuff, Taylor had been talked about very heavily in the media and by the public, but it was always about her social life. But now in this situation, it was genuine drama. It wasn't about her social life. It was her being painted out as this liar, manipulator, snake, and victim player. Not just by Kim Ye, but there was also public drama with Katy Perry. There was also drama surrounding a lawsuit that she filed against David Mueller for sexual assault. David Mueller, who also tried to paint her out as a snake, manipulator, liar, victim player. I do have a YouTube video discussing Taylor's feud with Big Machine Records where I talk all about what happened with her and Kim Ye. So if you want details on that, I'll definitely have it linked. I just don't want to stuff too much into this video. But all of a sudden, Taylor had this like huge downfall in image that it felt like people were waiting for. Not her fans, but just the general public. It felt so like, yes, we've been waiting for this. She messed up. So Taylor's image had a major downfall. People were upset. People were excited. But Taylor just disappeared. She cleared all of her social media. She didn't put out any music. And she didn't say a word for an entire year. But then she came back. Oh man. Oh man, did she come back. She rose out of the ashes like a legendary motherfucking phoenix. She finally made her comeback in 2017 and released the song and music video for her single, Look What You Made Me Do. And this came after she was posting the most cryptic imagery of snakes, making it known that she was once again about to take back something that was once used against her. Snakes, I got mine. And the ring. Team Taylor, what can I say? And this was all in support of her next album, Reputation, which of course was very fitting for her comeback considering the events that took place that caused the disappearance. She used the album, its visuals, music videos, tour visuals, all of that stuff to invalidate this like distorted image that everyone was painting for her before she disappeared. Snakes. She really followed in the footsteps of Blank Space and took it up 5 notches.
I'm so sorry to interrupt this, but I don't feel like I stress the just sheer incredibleness of this comeback enough when I was filming this video. I'm sitting here editing.
You gotta mute that, bro. They copyright ass. Ain't that some mess?
This thinking about the Reputation era, it's like so incredible that it's fully and completely boggling my mind again. Like when I say greatest of all time, I cannot stress to you how much I fully mean that. Greatest of all time. Nobody is ever in their life gonna do a comeback like Taylor Swift did in the Rep era ever again. Like for her to have that kind of fall in image and then go away and be completely silent for a year and then come back with that, all that she did on tour, the album, like it's just, I don't have anything else to say besides greatest of all time.
Her comeback single, Look What You Made Me Do, went #1 in multiple countries, and the music video hit 42 million views on its release day. That single, Look What You Made Me Do, and the next one, Ready For It, really showcased this dark, aggressive turn that Taylor was headed in for this new era. It was one of the most experimental, if not the most experimental thing she has done in her career yet, and used her exact reputation literally to fuel the entire thing. But she also kept elements of vulnerability in her album, confessing her reputation's never been worse, expressing her insecurities, her hopefulness to find true love, feeling like she wants to disappear, all of those things. So it was almost like she was presenting us with this snake character that was given to her by the media, but then in the same album, in the same era, destroyed the snake character, which is really just Taylor admitting that dark, aggressive, snake, mean girl persona truly isn't her. It's quite amazing. I know, it's quite amazing. Reputation broke another record for top sales in the US after its release, but I definitely think the entire Reputation journey really taught Taylor how to be herself unapologetically, because when she entered her next project, she gave us the polar opposite of what we just had. The next project in question being Lover, Taylor really said, you know what? I'm done hating. Today is love.
That bitch. Yeah,
Lover released in August of 2019 and of course debuted at the top. It was accompanied by singles like Me, You Need to Calm Down, The Archer, before the album's release. The music video for her single Me broke a record that Taylor had previously already broken for the most views in one day with its opening. And the entire album as a whole was really well received and reviewed by media critics. But content-wise on the album, Taylor was singing about a really deep love, committed friendship, but also included songs about things that she was previously really silent about, political things, gay rights, sexism. She opened up in general in like interviews and on social media about her stance on politics. I think these things really coincided with this new I'm purely unapologetically me thing that she had going on following the end of Reputation. So Lover put her right back into this really like goofy, love-struck, fun and colorful sort of persona, but not in the way that her songs were at the very beginning of her career. In the beginning, we talked about it was more magical fairy tale, rom-com, teenage, angsty type of love, whereas this time she was singing about commitment and like finding joy in super regular, mundane things that you do with people in just everyday life because you're in love. And Taylor's next project that she took on really stressed this idea of major growth too, which was a surprise drop album, Folklore, that came out in July of 2020. And then it also ended up having a sister album that came out later too, Evermore. The contents of both of these albums, Evermore and Folklore, were done while Taylor was in isolation because of COVID. And the albums took Taylor in an entirely new direction once again, which was indie folk music. Folklore broke the Spotify record for the most first day album streams by a female artist. And then of course Taylor also won an Album of the Year Grammy with Folklore. It was a very successful project, which is really interesting because the project was very stripped. There wasn't any big huge production elements. There wasn't much on the album about Taylor herself, even content-wise, but instead Folklore really showcased what Taylor does best, and that is storytelling, which I think is why Folklore is so loved. But the lyricism and music and content of both Folklore and Evermore are just like absolutely like ethereal and dreamy, very rediscovered and like brilliantly delivered. So just within this exploration of Taylor's entire career, I think you can piece together kind of why she has this it factor. But like other it factors, I definitely want to dig into some specifics. So let's talk about the Taylor Swift brand and some things that make her very well loved.
Oh, she didn't talk about Evermore. She didn't talk about Evermore. September 8th. This was just uploaded, kinda.
Thing about Taylor.
When did Evermore come out, bruh? I don't know. Evermore. Evermore, Taylor Swift. Oh, this thing came out in December. Why did she talk about Evermore?
Is that her brand is changing brands. Her brand is switching aesthetics, reinventing herself, carefully crafting different eras. She practically invented having an era as a musician. She evolves with literally every project. They each mark distinct changes in her style, her music, her sound, her aesthetic. And there's even well-known artwork on merch and all kinds of posters and stuff of all her different eras in character standing together, because she has just reinvented her sound and her look so many times very flawlessly. And if you ask literally any Swiftie, I'm sure they will easily be able to tell you their favorite era and exactly why it's their favorite in detail. So basically we started with this all-American country darling in her cowgirl boots, drumming a guitar and singing about—
that's when I first heard Taylor Swift. Well, not like heard her, okay, turn on this Taylor Swift. That's when I was like, there's this new because I went to this let me talk real quick, okay? kindergarten through like 6th grade, right? Half 6th grade year. I went to this. It was like it was a school where, like, you know, it was more country people. Okay, so everybody always talked about Taylor Swift, and I ain't never gave her no listen way back then. I didn't do it way back then because at that time she was doing country. That's what she was known for. It was like, okay, Taylor Swift, she does country music. So I didn't listen to it, whatnot, blah, blah, stuff like that. And, you know, you heard little stuff on the radio, like her famous songs back when I was younger, like, come on now, Ballerina, the ballerina one, Shake It Up, Shake It Off, okay? I heard Shake It Off on the radio before. And I heard a few, I think I heard Wildest Dreams, but that was literally it. Like, I ain't never gave Taylor, okay, I'm about to go turn this Taylor, nothing like that, until I literally start reacting to her this year. Like, you know, that was literally the only time. And it's crazy though. It's crazy where like your music curiosity takes you.
Fairy tale romance and heartbreak, flowy sundresses, clear lip gloss, girl next door status, I love Jesus, lots of white, lots of blue. But then wait a minute. Now instead I'm gonna be all about teenage romanticism. Let's go sequins, red lipstick. This is the devastation of youth, people. Magic, theatrical magic, lots of purple. There's purple everywhere. Glitter, boots, glitter. I will never take off this ball gown. And then, just when you think you figured her out, there's a black fedora. The curls are gone. The bangs are in. I'm really edgy. I'm wearing black high-waisted shorts all the time. I love striped shirts and vintage clothes. More black hats. There's red everywhere. There's also gold everywhere. Goodbye hee-haw. Hello dubstep. Is she a pop star? Is she a pop star now? Enter 1989. Oh, no, now she's a pop star. New York City girl. Sure. Check out my entourage. James Dean? No, I know him. Crop tops, skater skirts, in different colors. No, skater skirts everywhere. Bomber jackets, sunglasses. It says bombshell. It's giving mega pop star. Colorful. It's all just so colorful. But wait. No, no more color. Black. It's black now. Black, gold, everywhere. Dark. I'm edgier than you've ever seen me before. It's a comeback. Oh god, yeah, rep era. The old Taylor actually smashed her phone in half, and then she burned down a building. The red lipstick is gone. No, it's dark now. Snakes, diamonds, dark hoods, fishnets, electropop. Yup, electropop. Look what you did to me. Actually, never mind. I'm done hating. Today is love. Pretty pastels, bright, colorful optimism, gay rights, butterflies and rainbows, fringe and sparkles. Oh, pink hair. I am just so in love, you guys. Surprise. Cottagecore, indie, folky, there's woods, cozy sweaters. Who wants a cardigan? Who wants a cardigan? Hair is braided, prairie dress on. Like I'm telling stories. It's a dreamland out here. You see what I mean? Do you see what I mean now?
Switch it up.
She reinvented herself every single time with so much intent, and she did it really well. But while she continued changing all these things and reinventing herself, she kept elements that are just of Taylor. She's a mastermind, I think. But besides her brands and aesthetic, Taylor also definitely has the it factor specifically for her storytelling, something that has come up many times in this video already. I won't dwell on it since we've already kind of talked about her ability to weave stories into her lyric, and just her lyricism in general, not even the storytelling part. She's just an amazing songwriter. She really just never has just dumped music on people. She wants it to mean something to her. She wants it to mean something to people. She's definitely hands down one of the most talented songwriters of this generation, and it's really amazing to see all the people who have been so inspired by that talent of hers. She's a storyteller. She is a fantastic performer as well. I think she really puts these amazing songs that she creates to work by always having the most amazing shows as well. Taylor also has this incredible ability to connect with her fans like nothing I've seen before ever, which is another reason why she's so loved and admired. Taylor really creates the safest environment for her fans, and she always keeps them involved, which is the most interesting part. Taylor is really good at hiding and planting little hints.
Hey, you gotta run them ads, my baby. Sure, I run them ads too. You know what I'm saying? Gotta pay them bills, no cap. What?
Students with ADHD save 10 hours studying with this Chrome extension.
But no, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Easter
I'm gonna
eggs
go
and things for
ahead.
people
I'm gonna
to
go ahead
solve
and skip
figure
that.
out.
Bro.
She's
You ain't gotta tell
literally
me.
always up to something, and it's a complete roller coaster, but like in the best way for her fans. Including the secret sessions that she does, where fans are literally handpicked to go to her house and listen to her albums with her before they're released. A lot of other celebrities have been really inspired by Taylor doing that and are now doing like session type of things where they invite certain fans to come somewhere, usually not their house like Taylor, but somewhere to like do an album listening party. She really inspired that kind of wave that artists are on these days. And she also does a thing at her shows like Rep Room, where you're picked out of the audience during the show or before the show to come and meet Taylor based specifically on how you're acting as an audience member. It's just things like that that really keep people engaged, and you can tell that she has so much fun and she cares a lot. I also think Taylor's personality in general makes her really appealing to a lot of people who love her so much. She's just such an interesting celebrity. Like I said before, she's literally the source of so much public fascination and has been from the start, yet she doesn't give up anything. She's literally just chilling out, living her best life, writing her little songs, drinking wine, and posting pictures of her cats while the public is scrambling for a scrap of information about her. Like, it's so music's favorite cat lady, if you will. She's goofy, she's fun, she's always been a really great role model. She's just an incredible woman in general. She has so much passion. She's literally been through the worst of the worst multiple times and still handles herself really well. But on the opposite side of things, unfortunately, you know, it's not an it factor unless we talk about some of her criticism. So let's move into the next section, which I love to call Critics Will Say. As always, there's so much unfair criticism directed at Taylor. More unfair criticism than I think I will ever begin to explore with anyone. People literally just hate women, as I've said in Olivia's It Factor. People literally just hate women. Of course, some people also really do think that she's some victim player, a liar, and a snake, and they're like Team Kanye. But if you're one of those people, I think it just says so much about you, so that doesn't really count either. I think one of the only like main solid criticism people have of Taylor is her like discovery of politics. There was this just very weird situation for so...
I'm telling you, bro, politics do get you hate. But we already talked about that in Miss Americana. I remember one person was like, if everybody thought like me, like not to go to politics route, then nobody would ever stand up. Which is true, but that's why we're different, you know, that's why we're different.
So many years where Taylor refused to speak on politics. She didn't say a word about her stance on anything. So she got adopted by white supremacists as this idol, Aryan goddess as they put it, and she was idolized by them because so many people thought she was this closet conservative, and Taylor didn't say anything about it for so long. She just let it be, and it was just a thing. So people really do heavily criticize her for staying quiet for so long. And then during the Lover era, weaving politics into her music and her brand as a person. It doesn't sit right with a lot of people. First of all, the fact that she ignored it for so long, and then second of all, the fact that she weaved it into a musical brand kind of thing. I completely understand why having an idol who won't speak up about stuff like that is very frustrating as someone who has such a large influence, especially when literal white supremacists are like, hey, you're our idol. I remember watching this video of this segment this YouTube channel does where they have a bunch of people with something in common trying to pick out the person in the group who doesn't have that thing in common. And there was an episode with Swifties. Bunch of Swifties, one secret Taylor Swift hater, and they had to like play a game to try and figure out who the secret hater was. And there was this one girl playing the game who was a Swiftie. She was not the secret hater. And she tried to openly discuss with them feeling uncomfortable as a person of color with Taylor not speaking up about her stance on things, and they voted her out just because she said that. They voted her out and thought she was a Taylor hater because she was holding her idol accountable. It's crazy. I promise you, you can disapprove of Taylor doing that and still love her to death. Very weird to me. But overall, with everything that we talked about today, why does Taylor have the it factor, you wonder? Her background. Taylor was interested in learning how to play the guitar very, very young. She wrote songs really young, already won awards for writing really young. She also had that very strong determination to get record labels to listen to her demo tape. Her country roots. I think Taylor's first few eras as a musician when she was in the country scene really helped her gain this big audience of people who loved her and really needed her, just because she stuck out so much as a young female musician in country music and tapped into a market that nobody really had before, reinventing herself. I think Taylor paving the way for musicians to completely switch up their entire look and sound is one of the most important things about her. Yet she still continues to surprise everyone every time, even though we know that's what she does. Storytelling. Taylor will always be one of the most incredible lyricists we've ever seen.
She going through these.
And then as always, privilege.
Good
She's had
God.
very supportive parents from the very start, which is one of the most privileged things about her, that she was able to have 2 parents who both supported her music career to the point where they were willing to relocate to Nashville so she could have the career. Of course, she's also a white woman, and she's always had the resources available to her that she needed to make it. Overall, I think it's very difficult to name another artist who has done things on the same scale of Taylor throughout her career. Her resume is full, her accomplishments are jam-packed, and she has been the subject of absolute public fascination from the very, very start. Whether you like it or not, Taylor Swift was the artist of the decade, and she's only gotten bigger and bigger and better since. And I definitely think she will very much be considered an icon in music for a very, very long time.
Yeah, she will.
But
for
yeah,
sure.
that's the it factor for Taylor Swift. Definitely a monster of a video, but I'm so happy I got to do it. I hope I fulfilled you guys' request. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out my description box for my social medias to keep up with what I'm doing over there. Love interacting with you guys on my social medias, so if you don't follow me, check that out. I also have my discussion forums down there if you have any video requests. I hope you're all doing amazing, drinking your water.
That's a good one, but if I think okay, I'm stuttering. If I make a discussion forum, I think nobody will comment on my
thriving,
actual
and I
video.
cannot wait to see you in my next video.
Hey man, there you guys said. Okay, stop now. Dang, there you go. The factor here is 33. So they all be around the 33-minute area, man. Anyways, man, there you guys said, man. It Factor of Taylor Swift, man. I hope you guys did enjoy. I know this is a longer video. If you made it to the end, bro, you're a legend. But don't just be skipping to the end just so you can say that you made it to the end, you know? But no, on the real though, really appreciate you guys for all the recent support. Like I said, the video that might drop in 2 days might be another long pause studio sessions. I just got to see if that first one's going to go out, man. Anyways, that is going to do it for the reaction. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys hit the like button down below. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below as well. On the way to 15,000 subscribers. Other than that though, hey, Spitball Quality Care, I'm out to stand. Peace out. Love you guys.